a couple more questions.
How is global warming causing... Sorry. How is it that global warming causes increased storms and tornadoes in some parts of the world, but causes droughts in places like Australia and desertification in places like North Africa?
Yeah, well, as the atmosphere becomes warmer, it holds more water vapor. You can probably recognize that in the summer, the atmosphere is more moist than in the winter. If you bring outdoor air into your house in the winter and heat it up to room temperature, you see it's very dry. So it's the water vapor in the atmosphere that provides the fuel for many types of storms, for tropical storms, for tornadoes, for thunderstorms. Those storms get their energy, their fuel from water vapor. So if you have an atmosphere that has more water vapor, you can have stronger storms. In my book, Storms of My Grandchildren, I talk about a different kind of storm, the cyclonic storm. That is driven by temperature gradients between the low latitudes and higher latitudes. And the interesting thing is that if the planet begins to get still warmer and begins to melt the ice at the high latitudes, and that will cool off the ocean water at the highest latitudes while the low latitudes are getting warmer, and so it will drive stronger cyclonic storms. And New Zealand is right in the path of that in the southern hemisphere, and our country in the northern hemisphere for that type of storm. The global warming also causes the atmosphere to get warmer. So at those places and times where it's dry, and because of the weather patterns and the climatic zones, you have some places where it's drier. Well, if it's hotter, then you get more evaporation and the droughts get stronger. So you get both effects, stronger storms and stronger droughts as the planet gets hotter.
In relation to that, does it continue to annoy you or to cause you, I guess, this kind of immense frustration when you see people going, oh, look, it's the coldest winter we've ever had, ergo, there's no warming?
Well, the thing is, it was not the coldest winter we've ever had. You know, the weather does fluctuate from year to year. And last winter in the United States and also in Europe, it was relatively cool compared to the prior winters. But if you look over the last 60 years and look at the frequency of unusually warm seasons, it's increased from about 30% 50 years ago to more than 60% now. So you have to look, the magnitude of global warming so far is about 0.8 of a degree Celsius, averaged over the year and averaged over the whole planet. Over land areas, it's about 1.5 degrees Celsius. And that's enough to have significant effects, but it's not larger than weather fluctuations. So you have to look at the statistics.
All right, we've got just time for one more question.
What do you think we need out of the conference of the parties in Durban this year, and what do you think we will actually get?
The conference of the parties, that's talking about the extension of the Kyoto, the United Nations negotiations. Well, they haven't really accomplished anything substantial yet in terms of an agreement to reduce emissions. And frankly, it's not going to happen until, in my opinion, until we get an agreement to put a price on carbon.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been our youth panel questions. A round of applause for them. Thank you. And it pretty much brings us to the end of our time, unless I think yes, it is. Yep, it is the end of our time. So a wonderful round of applause for James Hansen.
Thank you. a lot.
He's spent a week or so here educating us. I think we've probably also educated him. That's what we do with people who come to New Zealand. We let them know about how things are down here, and I'm sure that he will go away and take away many positive things from our country.